Farmland Saga Season 2 is one of the best ever. I will only recommend to skip this show if you are a fan of action and only action. So the Farmland Saga, I'll be honest, I was a little scared getting into it because I heard it was slow and no action, like completely different from the first season. So I was a little bit worried, like, is it gonna be good or not? Like, I was skeptical. But that fear was quickly gone way early into the season. Yes, this season is slow and has way less action than season 1. But after seeing this arc and its conclusion, I'm glad it is exactly like this. This was the best execution. The slow pacing gave us the time to take in the setup of the arc, and when you look at it, it's a character focused arc than a plot driven arc. The characters' actions, their emotions, their choices, the character journey they all go through, that is the major focus than the plot. And the characters we got, they're all great. It's a pretty big set of characters, and all of them ended up memorable. That's a hard feat to achieve. Every character they all knew, everyone had a complex nature to them. You can see how one person came to a certain point. Like for example, when a character does something effed up, the show was successful in showing how they reached that point to do that effed up thing. That just gives the character more depth. May or may not justify their action, but adding more depth to the character I always appreciate. Thorfinn finally starts to get the character focus, whereas in season 1, he was mostly a background character. Yes, he had some setups for like episode 24 and for season 2, but mostly he was in the background where other characters were getting the more character focus. So season 1 did an amazing setup for Thorfinn's character arc, and season 2 delivered it into a greater height. He's still not the main and only focus, he shares this spotlight with other characters. But I have no complaints because these other characters are also really great and interesting. Anyway, Thorfinn's character arc this season was really good. Him trying to find a purpose, and after finding it and dealing with the paradox, that was really well written. We also have a few other season 1 characters returning, and they also ended up getting really good focus. But mainly the focus was on the new characters, Thorfinn and the new set of characters, and they all ended up interesting or at least memorable at the end. For me, Untitled was my favorite among the new characters. Einar was great, Hebby was also great, and the others, all others, I think they all were touched on and was interesting. But among them, Untitled for me was the best. Her arc is one of the highlights of this season. Even her character design played a great role in showing how strong she is as a person. Also, in my opinion, the most underrated character for me was Old Man Swerkel. This old guy was a great character. I don't know how he did it, but every time he opens his mouth, he has some interesting dialogues. So many powerful dialogues from Swerkel throughout the show. The other thing I appreciate from the show was the wholesome scenes. I'm not talking about the comedy. Like, I'm talking about scenes where you like just smile. Like after seeing the character interaction, you just want to smile. That kind of scenes are simple but hard to execute. But this show has a lot of moments like that spread throughout the show. This scene, for example, is one of my favorite scenes. The music is also great. You're gonna hear a lot of piano, and it definitely enhances the overall experience. And Mappa also did a great job. I think it's the same team but a different studio. So overall for me, Farmland Saga Season 2 is a masterpiece. 10 out of 10. Everything was perfect for me. The prologue arc definitely helped in achieving this, like season 1 being great definitely made this season what it is, for sure. And this season also ended on a really satisfying way. Like for season 3, I can wait a long time after this conclusion. Overall, I recommend everyone to watch it. Like, if you loved anything other than action in Farmland Saga, there is something here that is enjoyable for you, for sure. That's all. If you like this, give a like and subscribe.